Hey, good afternoon. It is 5:20 p.m. on the East Coast. I'm Dave Glovin. You're not Boogie with the Bull. Wednesday evening caffeine. Wednesday evening caffeine. Try saying that 27 million times fast. Hey, turn that speaker down so it doesn't feed back. We are live on the Dave Glovin profile here on Facebook. We should be live in the Boogie with the Bull Uncensored public group, and we should be live on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. Take your pick. We got a live chat on all of them, and they come to my screen. Come on in, tell me what's going on in your day, what's happening, the high points, the low points, if there are any point you want to share with us, any comment you want to make right now. It's open discussions on Boogie with the Bull today. Hey, Joseph Rapper is watching Boogie with the Bull. I hope he's in a live chat somewhere, but he is watching. He's either watching on the Dave Glovin profile or the Boogie with the Bull True Patriot Talk Uncensored group. I got to write things down. Can't even remember the names of my own groups. The Dave Glovin profile, the Boogie with the Bull Uncensored public group, or the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. He's watching on one of them. Maybe he's watching on all of them. Ted Hutchison is watching. Everybody pop into a live chat, and you can make comments about anything you wish. And if I can read the comment, I will read it. If you come into a live chat and I can pop it up onto the screen so everybody else can see it, I will do that as well. I'm going to be honest and upfront today. Hey, it's been a high point, low point. I don't know what you want to call it, on point. Part of my 15 years here on Facebook, I do not know why, but in every group that I was an admin of, whether or not they were my groups or other groups that I came into, it appears I am no longer an admin. I mean, I'm still sitting there as an admin, but I have three choices. One is I remove myself as an admin, promote myself to moderator, or I guess I leave that group. I'm not really sure which one is the best decision I have to make. Bear with me for a second while I kill this monitor and move it off my desk and grab another one and bring it up and set it up so that just in case something happens, I have access to the Facebook live chats. So let me just get this going. It'll take a minute. Anyway, we can talk while we're doing it. Anyway, so that's what's new, actual, and factual, as anyone wants to call it. Dave Glovin right now, for reasons that I probably know of, but actually haven't been notified by Facebook. I am no longer an admin of the private groups, American Regulators, which we adopted from Jim Bowles, and Conservative Freedom Defenders, which we adopted from Art Sessa, and the Hardcore Conservatives group, which is the oldest group that I have had on Facebook. It's shifted around pages and picked up members all the time, but it's the oldest group that I've had on Facebook, and it currently has a little over 1,000 members. I'm not an admin in that group, and let's see, the other one, Red Patriots for America. At the present, it looks like I'm no longer an admin of that group. And again, my three choices that I have is I can stay and figure that that's okay and promote myself to moderator and function as a moderator and still be able to keep a watch on the groups, or I can just say, screw you, Facebook, and leave those groups. And I won't do that with the Hardcore Conservatives group, because the Hardcore Conservatives group is over on MeWe, and it can land other places if I wanted to, but it's over on MeWe. So the Facebook group and the MeWe group and StreetLock can share to each other. And they can be posted on American Patriot Social in the Boogie with the Bull group there. So Red Patriots for America, not ultimately sure what would happen with that. It could go 7 different ways. I'd probably just kick myself down to a moderator and at least know that the group is continuing to go and grow and thrive. And everybody who is in it, a little over 1,000 members there, will continue to have a place to be and be happy that they do. So hang on just a moment. I have to, it's making me sign in, which it never makes me do. It's making me sign in on this monitor. So let me do this. We'll do that. Actually, it's not going to let me do that. So hang on, bear with me for a moment. This is one of those embarrassing moments when modern technology is a great thing to have, but it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. So you have to do it by hand. With at gmail.com. Then you got to go in, and I can't say this out loud because if I say it out loud, bad things could happen. Nope. Maybe that. It's probably going to tell me that I got to get a code. And if that's what it does, then we probably may not do it. It's going to spend forever logging in, so I don't know if we're going to do it. Anyway, looks like we do have the monitor working. It says the password I put in is incorrect. So what we have to do is wait for it to decide that oh, well, it decided to let me, I don't know. It let me in. Fancy. My password is, in fact, the right password to get into my account. So let's go and do one quick thing here. Scroll this up. Modern technology. We played with Facebook Live Producer yesterday. Today we're back using StreamYard because we had to do some checking on what we can do or couldn't do with StreamYard. And right now, there we go. Kick that. Come on, Android 11. You're better than Android 10, and that's what you used to be. So let's just go and do it. No, I don't know. All right, well, we can see people on the live chat. We can see, Terry, it does show that I'm an admin, but if I click on anything I want to do, the only options that I have are remove myself as an admin, promote myself to moderator, or leave the group. And I'm not leaving the group, so I haven't really figured out what I'm going to do. I may just kick myself down to moderator and rely on my admins who are very well and accomplished in their own right, admins, and let them do what they do best and probably do it best without me. Let's see if we get this to kick in to. All right, so that looks like it's doing what it should be doing on that one, and we're on the Dave Glovin profile, just watching to see, but it looks like things are coming up on the screen like we should. I see Kevin Bearden is in the house. Kevin is a professional comedian. That's right. He doesn't need to be an admin. He's a professional comedian. And I think Kevin is so good that I think Kevin works for Facebook, and that Kevin's job is to just make sure he goes around and makes people laugh at every possible thing that can happen on Facebook. But I want you to know that Kevin holds 2 records that probably no other person on Facebook holds. Kevin has been engaged to more members of Facebook, set a date, and then not gotten married more times than anybody else on Facebook who has gotten engaged to somebody on Facebook. But because Kevin is such a great guy, there always is a big, huge wedding bash where everybody gets all the Bud Light woke you want to drink. Bud Light woke. Cost Anheuser-Busch I think $10 billion plus the $50,000 that they paid Dylan because they didn't end up with a Bud Light woke can for Dylan to promote. And now the nice thing about that is, let's look at it this way. If Anheuser-Busch ever does bring out a woke beer, hopefully the new head of Bud Light marketing will tell everybody it's a bad idea. It just didn't work. And why didn't it work? Well, because professional Bud Light drinkers bought every can of Bud Light they could buy and were still able to buy and stockpiled it because they knew they would drink every conceivable can of Bud Light that was not a woke Bud Light for as long as they can. And when they couldn't get their precious Bud Light anymore in a non-woke vessel, well, they drink something else. And I know that's what they did because there were pictures all over Facebook from this one or that one. People that had a mini refrigerator where the bottom 3 or 4 shelves were full of Bud Light and the top 1 or 2 shelves were full of all Bud Light energy drinks, everything in a non-woke can. And I know some people that if they had a spare bedroom in their house, it's full of Bud Light. Their garage was full of Bud Light. Their storage units in the backyard that they may not have had before, but they have now, are all full of Bud Light. Their friends have it, and they're still drinking it. So the only boycott you did was you convinced Anheuser-Busch they won't sell Bud Light anymore. And maybe you should get kudos slapped on the back because BlackRock Vanguard owns something like just over 357,000 shares, which as of yesterday had a net worth of something like $16 million, just over $16 million. So it's not a huge piece, but a piece enough. You had a $10 billion loss. And you're going to figure out a way to self-finance it because that's what you do. And you're not really going to even worry about paying yourselves back. You're just going to, because now you're selling Busch Light. Now they're selling Busch Light. And they're just going to keep doing what they're doing. And I bet, and I'll keep saying it until I'm proven wrong, if you take 2 professional Bud Light drinkers and you pour Bud Light into one black glass so they can't see what it is, and you take Busch Light and you pour it into another one, and you ask them both to drink, take a sip out of each one, and tell you, I bet you're going to say, I bet they will say to you, it tastes exactly like Bud Light because that's exactly what it probably is. It's just now in a Busch Light can, in a Busch Light case, because that's what it was before it became Bud Light, or whatever it was before it became Bud Light, and whatever it will be after they stop making Bud Light. Then there's the hypocrite professional Bud Light drinkers. They're the ones who swore off Bud Light, took their AK-47s or whatever else they had and set up their cases of Bud Light and shot them until they were dead, and then started drinking Miller Lite. And they have kept drinking Miller Lite even after it was explained to them that Miller Lite is another Anheuser-Busch brand. And so you're still supporting AB InBev. But anyway, I always keep saying I'm going to stop talking about this every day. And I go on talking about it anyway. Kevin Bearden, there is no topic for today. But Kevin, if you've got a camera set up, and I can send you an invite on Messenger, you are more than welcome to pop on to today's Boogie with the Bull Wednesday evening caffeine, and we can finally say we have done that broadcast that we kept talking about. Kevin says Miller Lite is the same as light. Well, right. But I'm just saying that I don't know if Miller Lite is still a light beer and whether or not it's the same as the brand Light, but it doesn't really matter because at one point, I think it was SAB Miller owned the majority, or excuse me, SAB Miller, the majority of it was owned by AB InBev, which is Bud Light. There were two partner parent companies in SAB Miller. I think Molson Coors and Molson Coors and SAB Miller. And when Molson Coors became the majority of SAB, one of them was sold to AB InBev, and when AB InBev bought the other one, I believe it was when they bought SAB Miller, they became the sole owner of Coors Light and Miller Lite and any other light. Justin, I can send you a link as long as I can send you a link over Facebook Messenger and you have a camera. I can send you a link that will bring you right to the broadcast. The only thing I need to tell you is that a lot of times what you either need to do is log out of Facebook and then take the link and use that to bring you to Boogie with the Bull. Because if you don't, you're going to get a big delay and you're going to get some that sounds worse than the worst feedback that you've ever heard when you hear it with an echo. So let me see if I can do this. I will try to do this right now. Let's see. Let's go in here. And I will send JUS Justin Bayard. Okay. Like I said, Justin, I sent you the link. If you open up Messenger, you'll see the link. What I recommend you do is that if you're on the device that you are watching the broadcast on, log out of Facebook or take the link, copy it, put it into your browser, and then use your browser to come connect. But the problem, like I said, is that if you are on a broadcast with StreamYard while you are watching it on the same thing, it creates bad echo and serious delays because I'm sending to Facebook and YouTube right now. We're not actually on Facebook or YouTube right now, and I don't want you to get the delay. Then what we're going to do is we're also going to try to let me see. We got Kevin Bearden. All right, Kevin, a link is on to you. Same thing, like I said to both of you. My suggestion is take the link, copy it, put it into your browser, and log out of Facebook, and then come here. Justin is here. Justin Bayard is in the house.
What's going on, Bull?
I'm not doing well. We're just having some fun and causing trouble on Facebook like I always do.
Never causing trouble, always stating facts.
Oh, I'm always causing trouble stating facts on Facebook is always causing trouble. Because,
I can actually do, with my phone, I can actually do both. I can do 8 different screens at once.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yep. Well, I know sometimes it depends on the phone, it depends on the device, but a lot of times I know that if you are watching Facebook and you're live on a StreamYard broadcast going to Facebook, like I said, there's a delay because there's a delay from us sending it to StreamYard, and then StreamYard sends it back to Facebook, and it just becomes a problem. But if you're hearing us and there's no problem, then you're okay. Tell us about that beautiful car. What's going on with it? Also, I keep telling people, and it's true, what class of car racing is that in?
Okay, so there's two different cars. There's a 358 modified, and then there's the Legend. Let me get my screen back on.
Okay.
Let's see. Why did my screen go blank?
No, your screen is still there.
No, I can't see my screen.
Well, that's because I'm so fugly. It doesn't want you to see me on your screen.
No, I have this sun thing on my phone, so I can't. There it is. Now I can see.
Yeah.
Now I can see. So the one is a 358 modified.
If you put them out in extreme sunlight, they spontaneously combust.
Yeah, I have the Flip 3 or the Fold 3.
Okay.
So I can run 8 different programs at once from my phone.
Wow. Very smart phone. Can it drive the car? Can it drive the car?
No, I wish. I wish. No, but I can tune it from the phone.
Yeah. Can you on a cold day? Can you start it before you get down to it? Can you start it and run the heater?
I wish. Not those types you can't.
Yeah.
And the other ones is a Legend. It's a 1200 cc's. It's basically a motorcycle with 4 wheels.
A motorcycle with 4 wheels?
Yeah.
Is that like an ATV or just a?
No, the little tiny Legend cars that are like 1930. Oh, those are race. They're 1200 cc. They're sport bike motors.
Is that the one where I told you the
bull would look on the back?
Would look better on the trunk lid than the Boogie with the bull would?
Yep.
Okay. And if you do that, then maybe we might have to negotiate and sell a Boogie with a Boogie with the bull brand.
With the shirt on the front and the back.
No. An Acme Boogie with the bull brand. Oh, fuck.
No, what I'm saying is you have your logo on the front, the car with your logo on it on the back.
Oh, that would be interesting. Yeah, we're still having trouble trying to raise the revenue to.
I'm not worried about that yet because I'm probably only going to do a couple this year.
Yeah.
I'm waiting until next year to actually go full circle.
Okay.
Because we have a track that's 10 minutes from my house right now. And then we have one that's an hour one way, an hour another way. Then we have one 45 minutes away. We have one that's 30 minutes away. So I'm making a prime. Do you know where Centralia is?
I don't. I do not know.
Or ever heard of it. Okay, it's the old coal mine that caught on fire.
Okay.
And it's been burning for like 60 plus years.
Okay.
The movie Silent Hill was based off it.
All right.
That's where I live.
Okay. 60 years. It's in Ohio. All right. Okay. Are you
Pennsylvania?
It's where?
Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh. I know where Pittsburgh is. I know
Schuylkill County, Pottsville. Okay, so Lancaster is an hour and a half away.
Okay. And Angie Mayu is watching. Angie Mayu is in the house. In October, Patriot Valley in the rally. Go Patriot Rally in the Valley. I know I butchered that one again. Patriot Rally in the Valley in October. There is a Facebook page, Patriot Rally in the Valley. Go there, like it, read it, talk to Angie Mayu if you have any questions. And I'm glad that she is watching. And if I'm still on Facebook as it gets closer to Patriot Rally in the Valley in October, we will make sure we get Angie May on a whole bunch of times. And if we're not on Facebook, well, you'll be able to watch it someplace else.
And if you ever want to do an event in Pennsylvania, I have 35 acres here.
35 acres.
Yep.
And he allows conservative patriots to be there. You just have to clean up after yourselves before you leave.
And we provide free hunting and camping here too.
Free hunting, free camping.
Oh, I'm
No,
losing.
you can't use your kids for Hunger Games while you're there. but
all veterans and disabled children, and emergency responders, we allowed hunting, fishing, and camping for free.
Awesome. You bring them up and let them fire guns at cases of Bud Light?
Only if you could imagine the stuff that we shoot here.
Bud Light?
Oh, it don't matter. Yeah, we got a lot of Bud. I mean, there's pretty much nowhere I can't walk on the property without finding some kind of freaking ammunition laying somewhere.
Yeah. Oh my God, that looked pretty big.
Oh, that's nothing.
Okay.
You want to see some big ones? Hold on.
You shared. Kevin, you shared, but you didn't share yourself to the broadcast. I sent you the link. And I know that you're the only person on Facebook that's uglier than me, but it's okay to come on and show that.
It might also show me as being live on there too.
You are.
No, I mean on Facebook.
It does show you being live on Facebook. You're live in two places on Facebook, my profile and the Boogie with the Bull Uncensored group, which is a public group, and you're live on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel.
Okay, so...
Which means that we don't talk about election fraud, even say election fraud, or else we run a risk that the broadcast will be deleted. Kevin sent it to friends. Well, Kevin, why didn't you send yourself here? Because we're all friends.
That's a 223.
That's a 223. That looks like it would hurt.
No. This one.
That looks like it would hurt.
This.
I would imagine if you shoot that into a case of Bud Light, there's no Bud Light left.
This is a 20 millimeter.
Yeah, and if you shot that into a case of Bud Light, there would be probably nothing left of the Bud Light.
Another 20 millimeter. Okay. A 50.
Is the 50 bigger than a 20?
No, it isn't.
Oh, okay.
Actually, there's the difference right there. This is the 50. God. That's the 50. That's the 20.
Okay. Wow.
See if I can get a good...
So Democrats are only allowed to shoot the 20, and conservatives and patriots are allowed to shoot the 50. No, wait, or the other way around. The smaller the number,
this is an M793.
An M793. And it can kill how many cases of Bud Light at once?
Well, it can put a hole in an armored tank.
Full of Bud Light.
But yeah, there's ammunition laying all over. Like,
now, are you in an area where you have to be a registered and permitted gun owner, or are you on your own land and you can do your own thing, or
yep,
what?
Private property.
Okay, all right.
We are a licensed 501c3 nonprofit organization.
And what is the name of the organization again?
Well, the main one is Camps for Vets.
That's right. You told me Camps for Vets. And they are definitely looking. Did you find someone, or did you figure out a way to maintain it and keep it going?
Well, I'm staying. I'm not going out to Minnesota anymore. So.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah. Too much snow for me.
Good.
Because Soup Mama, she's only 15 minutes from me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We'll have to sit.
Her business is on, I think it's Monotongo Street, if I'm not mistaken, in Pottsville. Yeah. She's not too far from me at all.
We will have to set up an event with Soup Mama and you and anyone else that wants to be there. And
oh no, my fucking phone.
hey. Uh-oh. What happened? He froze. Okay. Well, we will wait a second and see if he thaws out. If not, you are more than welcome to pop back, Justin, and we'll go from there. Kevin, you're welcome if you want to come on. You know, it's there was not any plan for today. It was just coming on because it's a planned day and time that I do it. And I just wanted to get some stress out of my head about now. I am no longer the best admin on Facebook. I might be the best moderator on Facebook, but I can't guarantee that is a real statement that I can prove. May not be the actual and factual. Anyway, anyone in the live chat watching on Facebook, you're more than welcome to pop on. If you're watching on my profile, you're welcome to pop in. If you're watching on the Boogie with the Bull, True Patriot Talk public group, which is now Boogie with the Bull Uncensored. If you're watching on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel, you can subscribe, and which is free, and you can be in the live chat there. Don't forget, coming up on the 28th of September, which is Friday the 28th of September at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon down in Danville, Kentucky at the Harlem Nights Club. Danville, Kentucky, Harlem Nights Club. Put it into your GPS and plan to be there. At 4 o'clock, they're going to have all kinds of games for your kids. And I think at 6 o'clock, there is a concert, which is every conceivable kind of music you can think of. The music is coming through Randy Griesenbeck and the nice folks at Night Owl Entertainment, as well as the musicians who are giving of themselves to help raise money for, as we started to talk about, Soup Mama official, Sharice Moser, who is like the mama bear taking care of her cubs up in East Palestine, Ohio. They need everything. They're going to need everything, all your help, all your support. Who knows? Maybe after all of us are gone and the next generation is the adults and running East Palestine, Ohio. The governor of the state decided not to make it a national state of emergency. It doesn't really look like Norfolk Southern is doing any more than they had to do. And if I'm wrong and you work for Norfolk Southern and you have permission to represent them on a Boogie with the Bull broadcast, you are more than welcome to come on and represent Norfolk Southern. And if you can get me to East Palestine, Ohio, and get me back to Fleming Island afterwards, I would love to be up there and sit and talk with you about what happened. I may reserve the right to bring Soup Mama official if Sharice can be there, or Randy Griesenbeck, or anyone that feels they want to be there. Kevin Mearden says, Dave, I got to locate my reading glasses. I can't see sheet. Well, okay. I got my reading glasses on my face because I can't read without them. And I'm waiting for a new set of glasses so that I can remember that I don't have to take off my reading glasses when I walk away because I can't see far away. And I really only need glasses to read. But Kevin, one of these days we'll do it. Maybe in the morning. Maybe, look, can you come back? Justin's trying to relink. Keep trying, Justin. You'll get back in here. Maybe, Kevin, you'll join me in the morning. Good morning to Sejam. I don't know how you say it, but the last part of it is David, SSEJJEMBQ. if you do me a favor and you type it into the live chat phonetically, I will make sure I learn how to say it right. And I learn how to say it right, and I will make sure I say it right. But David, it's a pleasure to have you watching Boogie with the Bull, as it is with Kevin Bearden. Let me scroll down. I know Karen Hackney, our buddy way up down there in Texas, is watching. And Kevin Bearden is in Alabama. And Justin told us he is in Pennsylvania, just shy away from Soup Mama Official. So like I said, one of these days over at the camp, maybe we will arrange a big benefit for the camp and the vets, and hopefully bring Soup Mama Official there and help her and just have a great time. And if I can't be there, then I will do it from here and coordinate it with
Soup Mama would have done real well this weekend up at the Poconos racetrack.
I don't know where she was this weekend. I lost track of her schedule, but I do know Friday night she's going to be down in Danville, Kentucky, with Night Owl Entertainment and their benefit for East Palestine. And I will try to see if I can get a hold of her and get her on, or find out what time they plan on being in East Palestine on Friday, and make sure we share it live. I know Sharice, they usually do a live stream of the convoy on its way up there, and then once they're all there, they run continuous cameras, different spots of the Nagel Fire Department, so that everybody can see what's going on. It's a really, really, really awesome operation that she has. People can donate things that East Palestine needs. You can make financial donations, and Soup Mama will make sure those things get there. And just an awesome kind of person you'd want on your side in the event of an emergency that was something similar to what's going on in Ohio. And don't think that just because it happened in Ohio, it couldn't happen to you in Texas, or
anywhere,
or whatever state you're in, or your country, around the world. If you're watching, David says he is from Uganda. Nice to meet you here, brother. Nice to meet you. Are you in Uganda watching, David, or are you from Uganda living in the States somewhere and you're watching? I'm just curious either way. I know that Boogie with the Bull gets transmitted to places outside of the United States on the Facebook Global Network, so that is always why I would ask. But if you're from Uganda living
I was talking to Soup Mama a little while ago.
Why did you what?
I was talking to Soup Mama a little while ago, a couple months back, and I lost contact with her.
Very busy lady. But if she's close to you, I would say, if you have to, get in the car one day, take a ride over, and or go to her page and message her, and I'm sure she will get back to you. But
I got some good ideas for her that we've used in the past.
Yep. It'd be great to plan a combined effort up there. At some point, I got to do something down here in Florida. There's a spot close to us where I think we could set something up. But
we're in Florida.
We're in Middleburg, which is kind of surrounded by Jacksonville. So people that don't know Florida, I just say we live in Jacksonville, or right around Jacksonville. But
no, I lived in St. Augustine, so I was 50 miles away from Jacksonville and 50 miles away from Daytona.
We're not too far away from you. we're about a half hour, 45 minutes from the Jacksonville airport, if you know where that is,
Yep.
or Naval Air Station. Jacksonville is not too far away from us. And there is a state college, St. John's River, which is here in Middleburg, and it has I think it's Thorn Hasher Auditorium is the name, and it's a stop for most of the big names. The Hodge twins are here all the time. Big name acts are here all the time. And they have a huge parking lot that faces College Road, and it would be perfect. I don't know what it would be involved in using it, but it would be perfect. There's some other spots around that.
Well, how far are you from Naples?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Because we'll be in Florida November, I think.
I can do this very quickly and see what maps. Like wonderful thing on Google phones, Android phones, and if I put in Naples.
We're having a big festival down there in November.
Naples, Florida. It's got it. It just didn't tell me. Oh, you're not telling me the time. You're just telling me the directions.
Hit start and it will tell you.
Yeah, I know. Oh, it wants me to give it a 5 hours.
Starting vacation.
It's a short ride. It's 5 hours and 14 minutes.
We'll be passing you.
Okay.
We'll be passing you in November.
Yep. Well, then maybe on your way down and maybe on your way back. How long are you going to be in Naples? How long will you be in Naples?
Probably for about 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. You live down
we
there?
We have a big, huge festival down there. We have to set up and tear it down.
Okay. Is it a veterans event? Is it a veterans event? Did you freeze again? Wake up. I think you froze again. What is it, a vets event or is it something else?
The other thing.
Oh, okay. The green card that we talked about in the green room.
Yes.
Oh, well, you never know. Maybe
we just had one at the Poconos. We just did a big one at the Poconos racetrack. Cottonmouth Kings were there. Men of Dope was there.
Maybe
Rick Nye was there. The Godfather of Hybrid Cannabis was there. There was all kinds of people there.
Like I said, or like I questioned on that post earlier that I commented on. I wonder how many people that don't want to risk buying and having too much or using it and getting caught and getting in trouble. How many people in reality go to their local dispensary and get a card? And if it's more than, then it really should be. I personally just think, like I said, I think it should be deregulated. I think you should be able to grow whatever you want on your property and consume it on your property. And, I don't understand when it was. It appears, I guess it was legal all the time, and then at some point it became illegal. Well,
Yep.
I don't quite understand why, but
because some white chick decided that all the colored people were corrupting our society and made her husband, who was the president at the time, put a thing in and saying, we got to fucking stop this.
Oh, okay. Well,
but this is the phone that I was telling you about. It has 3 screens.
Yeah.
I'm trying I'm trying to pull something up because
the Z Fold 3 that folds out to like a mini tablet. Don't let me see that if I'm ever in person with you, because it's the only phone I want. And at $1,800, I don't know what you paid, but at $1,800, that's why it's not going to be.
If you have a legal business with an EIN, you can go to AT&T and tell them you would like to open up a business account, and you will only have to pay the taxes.
Ooh. Well, when you set up your Florida distribution in Florida, I might have to. Yeah, here's my EIN. We do promotions for these guys. It is such a beautiful phone. It really is. And I've been watching the technology go that far, but I kept believing that at some point Google would come up with an affordable iPhone for everybody.
iPhone is coming out with one of these flip phones. They just bought 15 million screens from Samsung.
Yeah, but the question is, because it's an iPhone, it will probably be more than buying it from an Android phone company. But I don't worry. You use what you have, and then when you can afford something else, or you have the gonads to call up Samsung and say, "Hey, I'll plug your phone. I'll plug your phone on a broadcast," and maybe, but we don't quite have the views to do that anyway. But let's see. We can be friends on Facebook, but I cannot make you my friend right now because I can't look at your profile right now, David. But I will look at it, and there are groups here on Facebook. But as far as looking at your profile right now and making you a friend right now, I actually can't make that decision right now. And as far as my groups, I can, if you ask to join, I can see your profile. I can watch how you are in the group. But right now, I am not the admin of my groups, and there are so many of them that I'm not even going to name them all right now. But I'm not the admin of my groups right now. My admins that are, I trust them very much. And
so in Florida,
yep,
you have 21,447,737 patients.
I was going to say that's a hell of a lot of dispensaries. That was the number.
And you have 561,177 caregivers in Florida.
But like I said, I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble. I'm just questioning it because it's the business that it is. Obviously, one has to think that if anyone thinks they have or does have a reason to have a card to be able to buy, they'll go in and get one. But how many other people are going out and getting a card just so they would be able to buy it? And to me, if that's what's going on, the state ought to just say, you can only buy it. We're going to deregulate it, decriminalize it. You have to buy it from a state-approved dispensary who's gone through all of that, whatever. And like you buy cigarettes and you buy alcohol and you buy gas, anything else you buy in the state, you're going to pay a tax on it. And, maybe that's the way it should be. Or, the IRS will get shut down or there won't be taxes anymore. But, then it'll be a competitive market. If I can sell it for $20 for a joint and you have to sell it for $60 for a joint, I'm going to sell a whole lot more than you do. But I just think that it's one of those things that really, in the grand scheme of things, should not be considered the devil that it is. because in my life, it seemed to be the serious users of things started with that and went to something else. They really aren't, the occasional person who smokes a joint after they put their kids to bed at night and before they go to bed, or whatever. They're really not criminals. When you talk about engaging in habits and practices behind the wheel of a car, well, I can't prove that it doesn't affect anyone while they're driving, but then again, I can't prove anything else does. So,
Everybody's different.
Right. And everybody is different. I can tell you that a level client I had in California, he stood, I think, 6'5" and weighed 350. He went to a party. I think he said he had a couple of glasses of wine and I think a shot of hard liquor, but he had eaten, and he almost could look at his diary and say, this is when I did it. This is when I had it. And when I left, I was not under the control of alcohol. He got pulled over. I think 3 officers did the complete round of sobriety tests on him, and he passed them all. The senior officer came. He did a round of them and said, well, I'm not sure. Under California law, you have to go in and get a blood test. And if you refuse to do that, then we take you in and you lose your driver's license anyway. So he did that. When he got to court a year later, he looked at the judge and he said, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm going to explain something to you the way I see it. I'm 6'5", I weigh 350, and I told you what I consumed and how it was consumed, and that I tested, according to 4 or 5 different officers, sober. Then he looked at me and he said, David, stand up. And I jokingly looked at the judge and said, I don't mean to be rude at all, Your Honor, but if I had drank any of that in the same amount of time that he did, even if I had eaten food, I wouldn't be here talking to you right now. And the judge looked at the guy and he said, you're right. So it will affect everybody differently, regardless, because we're all different. But I never really thought about people using marijuana and getting behind the wheel of a car and doing anything, because during the time I smoked it, all that happened was the more I smoked, the hungrier I got.
Yeah.
So
now that the system and the whole everything has changed so much that it's like they have so many different compounds and so many different things in between that they don't even know themselves. And it's like everything is new. Like today is something else and tomorrow will be something else. Like they're finding so many different compounds in it to do so many different things, like THCV. THCV is an appetite suppressor.
Yep. So it could help you lose weight, possibly. Like you think of the different teas that help you relax at night before you go to bed. Maybe there'd be a compound that helps you relax so that you can go to sleep. But
right.
I don't know. What else is there people want to talk about today here on Boogie with the Bull? We're in the Dave Glovin profile. We're in the Boogie with the Bull Uncensored public group. We're over on YouTube on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. All 3 have live chats. You are more than welcome to hop into the live chat. Someone typed in, and it came up as Facebook user, what is the topic today? And I can't scroll back on this monitor to see if it shows up who they were. But if you come up, if you see yourself in any one of the Facebook live chats as Facebook live producer, leave the broadcast, go over to StreamYard.com/Facebook, StreamYard.com/Facebook, Scroll down about halfway. You see a line that says give Facebook permission. Tap that line. Your screen will flash and then it'll tell you everything's okay. Then come back in and we should be able to see your name on the screen. Otherwise, like I said, I have to kind of scroll back and see who asked, who made the comment, and try to tell you that you need to go do that StreamYard thing. Otherwise, we just kind of go along. And we lost Justin again. I apologize for that. Camp for Vets is the organization that he was talking about. We're also talking about, it was Acme. I don't remember the whole thing. And then there was another post later. But if you have a card and you use it, and you're in Pennsylvania, talk to Justin Bayard, and maybe you and he can do business. And I guess if you're in the Naples, Florida area, there is another one happening here, and we'll get the dates, and maybe we'll get down there to broadcast some of it. Anyway, that's what we like to do here on Boogie with the Bull Uncensored. We like to bring things that anybody on Facebook might want to see, or may necessarily not want to see, but bring everybody together to expose you to things that are going on in your world. And whether or not you want to be a part of that or help change it, that's up to you. Another Facebook user, Bush, is in the cannabis country. They are making a cannabis beer. Okay, it's Bush. Just so you know, it's Bush, B-U-S-C-H, not B-U-S-H as in George W. Bush. It's B-U-S-H. And I will look into that, and I will try to get more information, and I will bring it up on Boogie with the Bull Uncensored broadcast. Anyway, like I said, it was just it was Wednesday afternoon. It was coming up on 5 o'clock. I didn't have anything planned, so I didn't share it. The only place it went to was my profile on Facebook and the Boogie with the Bull Uncensored group here on Facebook, and then it went to the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. And like I said, I really didn't have anything planned. I just figured I would try to do it and see how low key I could stay, and how just we could do it. Like I said, on April 28th, down in April 28th, down in Danville, Kentucky, a benefit for East Palestine, Ohio. It will be at the Harlem Nights Club over in Danville, Kentucky. Games for the kids start at about 4 o'clock. The benefit concert starts at 6 p.m. and I believe goes until midnight. And all kinds of music. The layout of the club, from what I understand, is 7 stages that are all interconnected. So I guess all the musicians will be able to go start on the main stage and maybe work their way around, and then maybe work their way back. I don't really know. The people there enjoying the music may be able to go between rooms. I do understand that because alcohol is served, some of the children in attendance, those under 21, may not be allowed in some of the stage areas where alcohol is served. And that's okay. That's what you understand. And maybe you shouldn't be drinking any alcohol because you're out with your kids that night. Maybe you should be at the soda bar drinking soda and fruit smoothies with your kids. Maybe not. I don't really know. I do understand still that supposedly Boogie with the Bull will have the live link of the concert. Like I said, it will just be that at 6 o'clock we will go live. I'm not sure if it will be on the Boogie with the Bull page, the Boogie with the Bull Uncensored group. It will be on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. It'll be just a live stream of the music. We're going to, I believe, have a camera aimed at the main stage, and it's, maybe 5:45 we'll go live. I'll announce that it's going on, and from 6 p.m. until midnight, It's just going to go, and you'll be able to watch. You will not be able to, as I said, use the Boogie with the Bull the Boogie with the Bull Facebook page to buy stars. We still haven't figured out the banking information on it yet. And right now, where it looks like I may not be the admin of the Boogie with the Bull page, right now, selling stars is off the table right now. If you're watching the concert from home or work or any place other than Danville, Kentucky, my suggestion is that while you're watching, go to the Soup Mama official page. She is a 501c3 tax-deductible charity, and see what she says is needed in East Palestine, Ohio all the time, and what donation she is getting and how she is getting it there. And then consider making a financial donation to Soup Mama official. And Charisse is making sure that as that money is collected, the records are open to anyone who needs to see them, how the money was used, how it's maintained. It's all there. If you're a business and you can donate money or you can donate goods and services for East Palestine, Ohio, you get a tax deduction too as a business. She has a paperwork kit that she will, I believe, email you or actually put in the mail to you, and you complete it and you send it back to her, and that will set you up. And businesses that can make donations of goods and services are just as important as businesses that can make financial donations toward acquiring goods and services that Mama Bear needs for her cubs in East Palestine, Ohio. I'm Dave Glovin. You're not. About an hour and 2 minutes into the broadcast. I'm probably going to wrap it up because I think I'm rambling a little bit too much because I didn't really have a plan. Also, don't forget May 13th in Loganville, Georgia. May 13th in Loganville, Georgia. Got to stop so I say this one right. Faith Over Fear Rally. Faith Over Fear Rally returns to Loganville, Ohio. Loganville, Georgia, May 13th, 2023, Loganville, Georgia. It is a production of a whole lot of people that you want to pay attention and listen to. It is put together by Lucretia Hughes, who you have seen doing news on Facebook, all over social media. Lady with her hand on what is going on in the world and bringing you the information that you need to know. Almost every day somewhere on social media. You can go to lucretiahughes.com. I believe she still has a Facebook page. I believe also here on Facebook she has a Fallback Productions page, or you can go to fallbackproductions.com. Look her up on Facebook, and I'm sure you will find a way to get a hold of her. You can also talk to Mac McGregor, the Lieutenant Governor of the great state of Georgia, who will be running for re-election in 2026. And you can talk to Mac about it. You can talk to Jonathan Garcia over at Red Mammoth Nation TV here on Facebook. Speaking of Jonathan Garcia, the Jonathan Garcia growth buckets are finally in and ready to go. They are right now a half price item. It's $49.99, so let's call it $50. If you buy one for $50, you save half price. If you buy two for $100, it's like getting one free. So anyway, that's news you can use and things you should know about. United Freedom Festival, July 1st and 2nd at the Guernsey County Fairgrounds in Ohio. That's Dawn Marie and her group. Make sure you go to the United Freedom Festival event page here on Facebook. Take a look. It'll give you all the information, the contact information, and you can post questions on the page. on the event page, and hopefully someone will answer you. I did question whether or not there would be a live stream for us to carry on Boogie with the Bull, because again, that's what we do. We want to be able to take your event and get it all over Facebook Nation, all over YouTube, all over the internet, anywhere we can right now from Facebook and YouTube. And we can also send it to other places. We can link it to other social media. We can be live on StreetLock, StreetLoc.com, StreetLock in the Boogie with the Bull Uncensored group. We can be linked live to American Patriot Social Network, AmericanPatriotSocial.com, and the Boogie with the Bull True Patriot Talk group is there. We're revamping, cleaning up, and getting our MeWe groups ready to rock and roll. We have the Hardcore Conservatives group is here on Facebook. It's also over on MeWe. And Boogie with the Bull Uncensored is going to land on one of the groups there. And I'm not in American Regulators anymore on YouTube. I left the group yesterday over there, not even knowing about it. I will be an admin in there today, but I left the group on MeWe yesterday. But, still be a member of that group. Don't leave that group because I'm not an admin anymore, or I kick myself down to a moderator or whatever. I still believe in the group. It's an important group. We grew the group to about 1,100 people in, I don't know how many years. I'd have to go back and look at it. It's still, it's true Americans who want to regulate what happens in America for Americans. And it's still true to its original mission. Conservative Freedom Defenders, Art Sessa started the group on Facebook. We set it up over on MeWe. That is going to stay there. I don't know at the moment what I'm going to do as far as either kicking myself down to a moderator until whatever Facebook is making me sit out as an admin to, or if I'm just going to step down to a moderator and stay there. And if it ever changes, I can be an admin again. I will be proud and happy to pop back in and being one. Other groups that you don't see me in as an admin anymore, hey, stuff happens. Tucker Carlson was on Fox every day for a long time, and then one day walked in one night and they said, "You're out of here." And he said, "I'm leaving." Glenn Beck says that he's been pushing really hard to get Tucker over at Blaze TV. And you know what? I honestly hope, if anything, as much as I can be indifferent to how I feel about Glenn Beck, and if Glenn Beck knows me or has ever watched me, I'm sure he can be, I don't want to see that guy or have that guy here at the Blaze. But you know what? If Boogie with the Bull, the No Budget Broadcasting Company, had a chance to hire Tucker Carlson, I'd have to mortgage the bank to raise the money to do it, and I would do it in a heartbeat. Dan Bongino as well, gut-filled if they ever let him go. I still think the most I ever laughed watching something on Fox was Gutfeld, Judge Jean, the blonde-haired lady who I can never remember her name, but from what I understand, nobody else can remember her name either, and Geraldo Rivera. They were all kicking around different things, and Gutfeld and Rivera got into a conversation about electric cars, and Gutfeld, of course, is against anybody buying them. They're not as economical as you think they are. You're being led into a life that will be controlled by outside forces that you don't want to be controlled by. And then Rivera, talking about how good they are for the environment, and this, that, and the other thing, says, "I just bought one." So Gutfeld asks him, "What'd you buy?" "I bought a $200,000 electric Bentley." Oh, God, it was like Gutfeld had taken out a sledgehammer, and Rivera should have just stopped talking. You want to buy an electric vehicle, as far as I'm concerned, go out and buy one. Spend whatever amount of money you want to go out and buy one for. But you know what? To me, if you spend $200,000 on an electric Bentley and it fries because there's a battery problem, a charging problem, whatever makes them spontaneously combust, gone. And you got to go out and spend another $200,000 to buy another one. Well, that's $400,000. Most people that need electric cars as an alternative for maybe local driving and getting around, they don't have $200,000 to buy a Bentley, let alone $200,000 to buy another one if it gets gone. You know, I do like what Elon Musk is doing with them. Tesla, some of the Tesla models are actually, the prices have gone down to where it's easier for people who want one or need one to buy one. And I believe Tesla self-finances. I could be mistaken. Kick me in the, and I'll make sure I never say it again, but I believe Tesla self-finances. So how you're dealing with the source, you're getting it for a lower price. And if you want to buy one, you should buy one. There are still some design issues, I think, that need to be worked on. There are still problems where the batteries were one cell in like the 6,000 block of cells. If one cell goes bad, you got to replace all 6,000 of them. And that's almost, in some cases, the price of what the car cost. You guys got to figure it out and get that resolved. And it can't be that just because you park the car out in the sun and it gets hot, it spontaneously combusts, whether or not you have people in it or you don't. So, you know, but as far as the technology being used, that if you get in your Tesla and you're on the highway doing 65, 70 miles an hour with your cruise control locked, having a good time, just getting to where you need to be, and then all of a sudden the government doesn't like something you said on Facebook, they shut it off, you're going to die. You know, or if you're at home and something happens and you got to throw somebody in your car and drive them to the hospital, and the government's angry about something you said on Facebook that day, you're all going to die. No. And probably that same technology is built into the computer that runs my 2001 Toyota, that they could do something and the car would just shut off or implode or whatever. No, I still have a hard time, but I will accept it the day it happens when I get my FedNow CBDC card. Well, I'm going to have to accept it. And I won't like it, but I'm going to have to accept it. And I might have to leave the social media networks that I have to worry about. I might have to worry about the social media networks that I'm on, just to make sure that they're not of that kind. If they're going to reward me for something that I say that falls in with what they want me to say on their system, that's fantastic. But if you're going to take money from me because I'm creating all kinds of content on your system every day, and one day you don't like something that I say, well, Facebook, you're not paying me for anything I do. You're not paying me for anything I do. Okay, you're not paying me to put together group news feeds. You're not paying me to put groups together. You're not paying me to do broadcasts. You're not paying me to do Facebook broadcasts. You tell me there's ways that you could monetize me, that if I get 50,000 people to watch 3.6 hours of Boogie with the Bull, which is 180,000 hours, then yeah, you might start throwing some pennies into my penny jar. And same as YouTube, if I get 1,000 members who watch 4,000 hours, they may throw some more pennies in my penny jar too. But as soon as I say something that both of you don't like, there won't be any pennies in my penny jar. You want me to do something, and you want to pay me to do it, then you're going to pay me to do it, and you're going to accept how I do it, or tell me not to do it on your system, and I'll go find someplace else. And and do it. David, I'm not going to stop the broadcast right now and do whatever I need to do to become your friend right now. I'm very happy that you want to be my friend. I'm very happy that you're in Uganda and you're watching, or you're somewhere other than Uganda, but you're telling me that you're from Uganda, but you're starting to make yourself out to be a troll. And when it comes to trolls on Boogie with the Bull broadcast, I just banish them from the broadcast, and that's it. Okay, there are more trolls on Facebook that I care to identify for them, and my free membership class on Facebook doesn't make me pay for trolls. So, I am glad that you're watching. I'm glad that you may be watching in Uganda if you can, or you're from Uganda and you're watching somewhere that you can, but I am not going to immediately end a broadcast so that I can go look at your profile, decide whether or not I want to be your friend on Facebook, and decide whether or not I want you in any of the groups that I'm in or groups that I'm in on Facebook. And I will tell you right off the bat, my gut feeling when this happens is that I probably want to go to your profile and block you as soon as I get off of Facebook. Okay? I have an open door policy. Anybody is allowed to come on to Boogie with the Bull Uncensored anytime, wherever you see it, and speak and say whatever they want, however they want to say it. But when you start doing things like telling me you're from Uganda and you really want to be my friend, and then your next thing is you would like me, you sent me a friend request and you want me to go, accept it right now, and this and that and the other stuff, and you sent me a hello. I'm one guy doing the studio. Everybody gets a fair amount of access to me in the live chat. That's very important. But when you start making me think that you're a troll watching and you're just looking for troll tension and whatever, then it's just not something I want to do. Okay. I have said to enough people on Facebook today that my 4 private groups, I am no longer an admin in any of them. I can become a moderator and stay in them, or I can just leave them. I've been here for 15 years. I've worked with the Hardcore Conservatives group. I founded that group. It's been around as a bunch of different groups before that, gone back to the Hardcore Conservatives group, and now it's the Hardcore Conservatives group again. So that group has been here and maintained 1,000 members for a very long time on Facebook. So to tell me that all of a sudden I can't be an admin of that group anymore, well, Facebook, that's an insult. To tell me that I can't continue to grow Red Patriots for America, which is a group that started with, I think, 225 members, worked up to 445 members, got moved to a 1,000-member group, all of which joined it, all of which are happy to be in it, and it is self-supporting. I can't grow that group anymore. Randy Griesenbeck invited me to be an admin in the new United Media Group Uncensored to help share his broadcast, bring other people's broadcasts into the group, get people who watch all kinds of things into that group. Can't do it anymore. I can make myself a moderator, but the difference between being a moderator and being an admin is that when you're an admin, you don't have to ask permission from anybody. You just do it. And you hope that you don't upset the executive admin of the group and they remove you. Okay? When you're a moderator, you have to ask the admin to do most of the things you can do and have permission to do it. And again, my gut thing is I sit down and I see a new member, I want to get them approved. I see a post on the news feed that didn't post right, should be taken down to keep the news feed clean. I do that. But, when someone is causing problems in the group, I take care of it. The moderator does all of that, but I created these groups. They're my children. Well, I created 2 of them, and they're my children. I adopted 2 of them, and they're my children, just like the other ones, and I was committed to them. I'm not in one of the public groups anymore, but, life happens. Anyway, hey, Ann Peppers, I'm glad that you watched. It's always a pleasure when you tune in and catch me rant. And when you say, have a good night, that's probably enough ranting, so I'll stop there. Eric Leon Barton, if you're sitting with a camera right now out there in Central Valley, California, if you're sitting there with a camera right now, I'm going to send you, for no additional charge, on your ticket to today's broadcast only, Eric Leon Barton. I'm going to send you a link. There, Eric Leon Barton, you have a link. If you decide you want to come on, you're more than welcome to come on. You're more than welcome to come on if you want. If you don't, I understand. But if you come on and we're talking about something else, then I'm not griping about my day at Facebook and how they took all my points away from me and will now make me a moderator of the best group on Facebook. Eric Leon Barton is the admin group owner of Americans for Free Speech here on Facebook, a group that lives up to that name, Americans for Free Speech. They are working to make sure that you have free speech here on Facebook and you have free speech everywhere off of Facebook and everywhere in your world every single day. Because if you really look at the First Amendment right now, you may not have the right to whatever you think you do have anymore, and you're very quickly could lose whatever rights you have. Because it appears that the Republicans have a constitution that they passed and amended here and there and passed and have kept it the same way for about 243 years. And the Democrats seem like in 240 something years of the United States of America, no, they want to change it. They did change it, and it was a different way with whatever documentation they had, and we're going that way. But then again, everything the Democrats are saying they believe a Republican did, a Democrat, and even a Democrat president has been proven to do exactly the same thing. President Joseph R. Biden Jr. weaponized the Department of Justice with a Democrat attorney general, and every Democrat he could find to work in that department. And then he declared war on former President Donald John Trump. Funny thing, a short time ago, it appears that the weaponized Democrat Department of Justice, with attorney marinated in garlic under President Joseph R. Biden, found and proved that bad things happened while Joe Biden was a senator, while he was a vice president, and maybe even still happening while he's a president. He didn't have the right to steal documents. He didn't have the right to declassify documents. When he was a president, we don't know if he kept what he had and or took, and or a vice president. We don't know if he took more than what he took as a senator, but we know he still had what he took as a senator. And now that he's president, we don't know if he has attempted to take more under the auspices that now as president, he can declassify anything he wants. But the Presidential Records Act does not say you can declassify what you stole as a senator, kept as a vice president, stole while you were a vice president, kept while you were president, and can't declassify as a president because you stole them as a senator or a vice president. That's nothing that Donald John Trump did. The whole thing of the Donald John Trump thing was the weaponized Justice Department said, well, we think you took this, and we don't necessarily agree that you have the right to take it. In some things, he said, okay, and he gave them back. Other things, they said, you still have this, and you still have this, and you still have this. And he said, yep, and I'm going to keep them. And they couldn't come to an agreement, so they decided to violate, I guess, the Presidential Records Act and stormed into Mar-a-Lago and took what they wanted, including things that were not classified documents. Enough, people. Enough. All I say every time an election comes up is the Democrats lose, the Republicans win, and the Republicans got to correct everything the Democrats did rather than really move forward. And then, boom, 2 years later, the Democrats take over the House, and they got to go back and change everything they had to deal with under the Republicans, and then try to get back to wherever they are on their plan, which obviously didn't happen because for 2 years they didn't have the House, or 6 years they didn't have the Senate. And the funniest thing in all of these diversions of the House and the Senate, Democrats and Republicans, you watch me, because I'm calling this one, and I believe I'm 100% right now. I read and have been following the reports that Senator Dianne Feinstein, Democrat from San Francisco, California, has been planning to retire at the end of the term. I said at that point, what will happen is Representative Nancy Pelosi, Democrat from San Francisco, California, in the House of Representatives, the former Speaker of the House, before Dianne Feinstein either is in for re-election or resigns from the House, the Senate, retires from the House, Nancy Pelosi will speak to her senator, Gavin Newsom, and she will be appointed to replace Senator Feinstein, who's going to leave anyway. They'll just give her a nudge and help her along. Then in 2024, regardless of who becomes president, regardless of who has control of the House, Nancy Pelosi will be the Senate Majority Leader. And she will run the Senate forever because the Democrats planned for that to happen. And everybody was paying attention to what a rhino Mitch McConnell is and how bad this one is for doing something and how bad that one is for doing something. All the time, the Glovin narrative comes back. The Democrats told you what they were going to do, when they were going to do it, how they were going to do it, did it, and then slapped your face in it. And Eric Leon Barton says that he agrees. He's getting ready to work, which is why he can't be on. And if Eric is still working where I know he used to work, if he's still working there, they got rid of all the Bud Light that was there. And may have stopped buying it on anticipation that Bud Light Woke was going to come out. And I hope maybe Anheuser-Busch drinkers are buying the Busch Light, the new light brand, or any one of the other brands. And, and the only reason I say that is because AB InBev, the parent company of Anheuser-Busch, who owns all the baby Anheisers and Bushes, they lost $10 billion. Now, you would think that if a big company, well, Jason, go look up Molson Coors and SAB Miller. And I guess what you will find, because it's what I found, is at one time Anheuser-Busch owned the majority of SAB Miller, because Miller became an AB InBev brand. When AB InBev bought Molson Coors, they became the owner of Molson Coors, everything that Molson made, everything that Coors made, and everything that Miller made, because SAB, I don't know what the S was, but AB is Anheuser-Busch. So, as I have said before, I'm not saying this to insult anybody's intelligence, but to me, when you boycott something, when you say, I'm not going to drink Bud Light because they're going to make it in woke cans, then fine, you don't buy Bud Light. But the reality is that if AB InBev, Anheuser-Busch, owns the other brand that you're going to drink, you shouldn't be drinking it, because you should be protesting every brand that AB InBev makes. And on top of that, if you want to find reason to boycott every brand that AB InBev makes, go look up the World Economic Forum, because evidently AB InBev, they're not even a United States headquartered based company, is a proud supporter and member of the World Economic Forum. I think we've had this conversation before. You said you went back to, or you were going to go back to Sam Adams. Sam Adams is great. They're not in any way, to the best of my knowledge, and looking around, and when I say best of my knowledge, it means Google search engine and Bing.com search engine, because those are the two that I use, and you can love one and hate the other, or hate them both equally. I don't care. That's who I use. I got Android phones, so I use Google. I have one Windows device that I don't use anymore, but I like Bing. Makes me think about Bing Crosby. But anyway, to the best of my knowledge and what I read, that I can't think of the guy's name who launched Sam Adams. To the best of my knowledge, I think what I read was he owns all of the Sam Adams stock himself. So he self-funds it. So there is no investment from AB InBev or any bad brewer or venture capital people that you may not want to support. He owns it all. It's a great, fun place. The original brewery, we used to be able to take people when people came into Massachusetts for business in the Boston area. We had to take them there so that they could take the tour. Now it's a beautiful restaurant. I can't exactly remember where it is, and you can watch some of the beer being brewed there. You know, great brand. You know, but it also goes back to my thing, as I've said before. You know, people say, "Well, you got to boycott this because of their politics." No, I don't boycott them because I don't like the taste anymore. I don't like the price, and that's whatever. You know, Coke gave $50 million to Black Lives Matter because the ladies made them think they were going to help elevate Black lives in America and get equality, which they may or may not already have had. I don't know, but they're going to get equality. They're going to rehab Black lives in America. What did that lady do? She took that money and she bought mansions for herself all over wherever. And it's not like she bought mansions for herself and only her family and her friends and whatever, wherever she bought them. If she had bought mansions and made them affordable housing for the max number of occupants in those mansions, and then supported those mansions while those people were out working and or going to school and making money working, or graduating school and going out and making money working, and everybody was paying to live together, you know, then I might not be so concerned about it. Okay. And while that was all happening, I was still saying, well, I got support to Coke because I know big shots that were at Coke that aren't at Coke anymore. And I had the privilege of serving their livery service needs. And they were great guys. And you know what? I'd tell Coke the only thing I tell Coke to do with their money is make more Coke so I can buy it. Coke doesn't come on Boogie with the Bull. Thank you, Eric. Coke doesn't come on and say, Boogie with the Bull, we don't like what you're saying. We're not going to buy your product anymore, or we're not going to use your product anymore. Don't. I would rather tell them, come on and tell me why you're not going to watch my broadcast anymore. And maybe I can convince you to watch. But anyway, like I said, there was no hardcore topic engraved in stone when I sat down to do this today. I have to get back into that practice of coming up, doing the research and having, 3, 4, 5 topics to talk about at the beginning of the broadcast and just seeing how they go. Friday's broadcast is just going to be what I call open discussions, if there is one, 5 p.m. to 6:30 on Friday. That's Eastern time, so make sure you're 5 o'clock Eastern to 6:30 Eastern. It's going to be open topics. I don't know who will be here with me or if there'll be anyone here with me. Jen Woodruff has an appointment and cannot be here to be the host, executive producer of Boogie with the Bull Uncensored, the Friday Free-for-All. So there may or may not be one. If there is one, I'm hoping that there will be one. If there is one, it'll be here on Facebook and on YouTube. And that's the way it's going to be. You can share it from the Dave Glovin profile as long as it is there. You can share it from the Boogie with the Bull Uncensored public group here on Facebook as long as it is still there. You can share it from the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel, but only if you subscribe. It's a free subscription. But if you subscribe, then you can share it from the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel anywhere you want. And I encourage you to do so. And if you want to share it because you want to make people laugh at what I do, great. If you don't like what I do, please tell me that you don't like what I do. Come on and tell me you don't like what I do, and let's talk about it, and maybe I can figure out a way to do it better. Jason says, brewing my own would be the only way not to support woke beer producers or just drink homemade wine. Well, that's true, Jason. It's true. And there's nothing wrong with being a home brewer. But I'm sure that the entire beer industry, I don't think, is going to go 100% woke, because it sounds to me like the CEO of AB InBev got caught in doing what he should have just done with his Bud Light marketing team. His Bud Light marketing team should have just decided, we don't want to reach out to frat boys and construction guys anymore because they're not buying enough Bud Light. We want to bring into the Bud Light family this portion of the population. Me personally, if I was the CEO of AB InBev, would have probably said, well, no. What we will do is we will develop a woke beer brand and we'll market it to people who want to drink a woke beer brand. But we won't go after hundreds of years of frat boys and construction guys who have supported Bud Light for hundreds of years. And maybe they don't want to be a truly American beer. So maybe we'll we'll launch a brand for truly American woke beer drinkers. And it will either support itself or it won't. When this whole thing broke, I used to go, you're welcome to get on with me any time you want, Jason, but I'm at an hour and 40 minutes. That's my 90 minutes that I try to do, so I'm going to wrap it up fairly quickly. Plus, it's 7 o'clock, and I have something I want to do at 7 o'clock. But you're welcome to come on with me anytime. I didn't send a promo out earlier that I was going to do this because I wasn't sure if I was going to. I wasn't sure how I was going to do it. But anytime, I tell people every broadcast, anytime someone wants to be on a Boogie with the Bull broadcast, you're more than welcome to be on one. And they generally are now Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, in the 5 p.m. Eastern hour till about 6:30, and Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern, but usually only if I either want to do a Ramble Fest and Tangent Tree or I have a guest that can only come on Saturday that I do the Saturday. The 7:30 a.m. Eastern, they are only on the days that my wife Donna is subbing, and that's going to end in a couple of weeks for the summer. So they're hit or miss. They may appear as 10 o'clock now and then. I really wanted to try to move things to the 5 p.m. hour on the nights that we do it, because there's more people that are likely to watch at 5 p.m. than there are likely to watch at 7:30 a.m. and or 10 a.m. And unless I have the right guest or the right co-host with me, views are kind of flat. So it's a work in progress, and it is always going to be a work in progress. But Jason, you are welcome. The next one that's scheduled is Friday from 5 p.m. Eastern to 6:30, because if Jen was with us, she has to leave by 6:30 for a 7 o'clock commitment. So in order to accommodate that, we just end at 6:30 on Fridays. So anyway, it's been my pleasure to have you here. I'm doing Peepaw duties. I'm glad, and I'm sure Peepaw appreciates that too. And if Peepaw is going through dementia, as I'm in they tell me early stages, but I don't know, some days it feels like there are no early stages. It's dementia. But, so I'm sure Peepaw appreciates whatever you are doing for him. And maybe if Peepaw might enjoy it, let Peepaw watch. And depending on Peepaw's age, maybe Peepaw wants to come on a broadcast and tell me a thing or two. And I would enjoy having him on if he is up to it. Anyway, I got to wrap it up. The family just came home. I heard the horns bark outside. Oh, your Peepaw, as you're babysitting your grandbaby, so her mom can work. Well, one of our grandbabies is 16 months, and if I thought he would learn anything, I would sit him next to me if I could sometimes and have him on as a guest. Our Chihuahua that's howling there in the background is 11 years old. And in the beginning, long ago, when we lived in Connecticut, she used to lay on the desk and watch the broadcast. Our 14-year-old cat likes to sit in the window next to me most of the time during the day. She'll jump up on the desk and she'll look around. So, congratulations on the grandbaby. And don't have one for me afterwards. Drink something. I don't know, some juice or something like that. But I'm glad to see there are people out there taking care of their grandchildren so that their children can work. It's a great thing to do. You get to spend time with the grandchildren and live well, prosper. Anyway, it's going to get too much noise because, as I said, the family came home and walked through the house, and the welcoming committee, a Rottweiler, 2 pit bulls, and a Nikita, are still welcoming everybody home. I always joke they're the crew over there in Studio B, and like I said, 7 o'clock is their time. So live well and prosper. Go downstairs to the American Rebellion blogger page right now, the American Rebellion blogger page on Facebook, and catch the American Rebellion. Jerry Michaels and company, Nikki Young, Robert Lawless, the Minnesota Madman, Jen Woodruff may be there tonight. You never know. Randy Rhodes may be there. Michael Anthony might be there. I was going to try to be there for a few minutes, but the dogs are going crazy in Studio B, so I will probably just go watch. Anyway, it's the American Rebellion on Facebook every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday and Saturday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Look for me there in the live chat. And otherwise, Friday night, 5 o'clock to 6:30. No General Woodruff because she is busy and can't be with us. So there may or may not be a broadcast that night. It kind of depends if things fall into place to have one. Otherwise, enjoy your night. But anyway, enjoy your night anyway, because you don't need to worry about it right now. Double B's victory. This Boogie with the Bull broadcast is going to come to an end. This is the part of the broadcast where I say you are watching Boogie with the Bull Uncensored on Facebook and on YouTube, a copyrighted presentation of the No Budget Broadcasting Company. We own everything that you just heard me talk about, and we control everything that we just talked about, except for we can send it to Facebook. What they do with it is up to them. We can send it to YouTube, and what they do with it is up to them. And if you have another place that we should send it to, let me know, and I'll see if we can.